You're listening to 92.7 Arrow FM, and this is the Nothing Personal Show with Nikki King. And we broadcast every Monday morning at 9:30 with all the news that's going on in the Women in Business Facebook page, the network that's happening there. There's lots of news because there's lots of people doing lots of interesting things in that area. So that's pretty exciting, and there's lots to show. We're sponsored by Fuzzbox Designs at the moment. We've got a new sponsor coming on board next week. That's very exciting, so keep your eye out for that. We're going to bring that person on board fully. We're showing on Wairarapa TV on today, so we'll be 12 o'clock. I think it's 5 o'clock and 11 o'clock today, and then again at 6 p.m. tomorrow. So we get out on the TV. So if you're watching on the TV, hello, everybody. And if you're listening in, hello, and I hope you're enjoying this lovely Wairarapa sunshine this morning. It's a beautiful day. In the morning, in the studio this morning, I've got Mary Pope and Sharon Fordyce Holt, and they're going to be talking about an over 50s expo that they've got. Do you just want to give me a shout out into your mics just to check I've got the right ones?
Hello,
that's pretty cool, thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning. You're a pro. I've had you on my show before, haven't I, Sharon? Yeah, so do you want to tell me a bit about the over 50s expo? Because that sounds really good. I mean, anything that targets older women is a really good thing.
Okay. Well, this is an expo. It's targeted at women over 50. Both Sharon and I are over. And we just thought it was a good a thing to bring to women of our age. It's got a little bit of everything in it. It should be of interest to everyone, and it'll just give us all a bit of a boost in confidence.
Yep. Yeah, and I think, once you get to a certain stage in life, you do start to lose a little bit of your confidence, don't you, around certain things?
Definitely.
I suppose that tends to be more women than men, from what I can see.
I think it might be, although I haven't asked any.
No, I haven't asked any men. Hey, hello.
How confident they
So
are.
if you are a man out there and if you feel like you lose your confidence past 50, you can drop a line on my Nothing Personal Facebook page and we'll be inclusive. Yeah, so cool. So we got this expo going on.
We have. It's on Thursday night from 6 till 9 at the Cardiff Event Centre.
Wow, yeah, so that's a good venue.
It is. It's lovely. And it's in their foyer, so
yep.
Hopefully it'll be...
Yep. And so what sort of stalls and things, what have you got going on?
We've got books. We've got Almo's books and
yep.
Take Note are coming along. We've got Back in Action.
Oh, nice, yeah.
Which is a great... We've got a dog trainer, Dogs 101, with Pip Delabarca.
Oh, yeah, she's brilliant. I've had her on my show as well. Yes, she's really good.
She's given me some good advice. We've got a security firm, a new security firm called One Security. Dentist, Park Road therapist.
Oh, nice.
Yes, yeah. Green Beauty, it's Anna. Financing the conveyancing company. We've got Vicky Pickering coming along. Oh yeah,
I've had Vicky on here as well.
Yes,
gosh, we've got all the old stalwarts on from the show.
I haven't met Vicky, but I think she's got a good sense of humour.
Oh, she's amazing.
Emails.
Yeah. I work with her on Talent Wairarapa, and she's very, very easy to deal with.
Okay. We've got a new hair hair art studio that's come to Carterton, Louise Wilson's Bowlea Hair Art.
Oh, that sounds interesting. Hair art.
Yes. Well, I've taken my own advice and I've visited her last week, so it was wonderful. We've got Ears to You. We're at Carterton Pharmacy because we're based in Carterton Pharmacy. We're going to have Liz Kirkland from the Ears to You type thing. She cleans
ears out,
doesn't
she?
She's going to come into Carterton Pharmacy on a
Well, that's quite a good service, isn't it? Because I know she was doing one for commuters as well that was on a Saturday, so and another place. But yeah, she's pretty good.
We've got Walk This Way Podiatrist. Very important to keep your feet healthy.
And I know LaDonna as well. Good shout out to LaDonna. Yes. She's lots of fun, eh?
Wairarapa Osteopath. That's Jane.
Jane is going to be our new sponsor next week. Wow. So shout out to Jane.
Wow.
Yeah.
Excellent. Gosh.
So that's really cool.
Yoga Snug.
Yoga snug. Now that
Yes.
sounds really interesting. So, what do you know? What yoga snug is?
She'll perform some yoga.
Ooh.
Yes. And she asked especially for a place where we could put feet and legs up the wall, so there'll be a bit of a demonstration going on, and some cushions.
Nice. That sounds good as
I'm
well.
going to try that.
Nice.
We're having the laptop and iPhone shop that's new in Carterton.
That's cool.
It is.
And a lot of people, older people, struggle with technology. I know, because that's my line of expertise, and I know that a lot of people, especially over 50 people, come to me and go, "I'm not very technologically savvy," and they struggle with that. But they're actually better than what they think. It's again confidence.
It is, and it's the person showing you, because
Exactly.
I know when family show me, my mind kind of goes a bit blank. Whereas if someone else were to show me, I might take a bit more.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, your family can get very impatient, can't they?
Very much so.
Yeah, they and because they feel safe to tell you and be impatient with you, they are impatient with you, so they feel safe to do that.
Yeah.
And you're like, I mean, there's certain things that my boys get frustrated with me. I mean, I know quite a lot about tech, so it's not that. But like, if there's anything on a game, because I don't do gaming.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
They're like, "Oh, Mum, you're quite hopeless at that." It's like, So I don't even bother now. It's just like, to keep to my own thing. And that's important to be able to, and we all need to be digitally connected these days. It's quite important, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
And so who else is there? So there's laptop and iPhone shop.
There is. We've got leather shoes. Bridget Milburn is bringing her Love Avacus.
Oh, they
leather
sound nice.
shoes. Yes. I think Sharon knows about those. I don't yet.
Well, I've just, actually saw Bridget responded when I put an ad on the Woman in Business, Wairarapa Woman in Business, and she said she'd be keen to come along. So I know it's like a franchise type of thing that she's set up.
I think she was at Glastonbury Festival actually, as a stall holder. They're quite nice shoes. Yeah.
Yes.
And
I just thought, I mean, it's where, I mean, as you get a little older, you're more interested in comfort.
Exactly.
But you also you don't want to completely sacrifice style.
No, exactly. That's right. So you have this or this, don't you?
Yeah, exactly. And it's actually really nice not to have to sacrifice style or colour.
Exactly.
And her range looked lovely. And I just thought, oh, wow. And most women have a weakness for shoes.
I know. Well, I do. And even though I don't go for standard styles, because most of the shoes that I have one pair of shoes that I wander about in most of the time. But like because I'm a performer, I have a lot of stage shoes.
Oh right.
And because I jump around, they need to be comfy. So it's like, I'm trying to buy these kind of things that look great on stage, but are also comfy, and it's like, and I'm 47, so it's like, well, I don't really want to buy stilettos. I'm just not into that anymore,
Well, no, that's just it. Most of us have been there and done that.
Exactly.
But we still want to look stylish and fashionable.
Exactly.
And these are made overseas but imported. So I thought, well, I mean, that's just lovely. It's nice to have a selection.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I think it is. And so shoes are always a good... You might get a few people just coming for the shoes, eh?
Yeah, we could do.
And what else? What have we got coming on?
What else have we got? We've got a company called Care for You, and they do in-home medical support.
Oh, yeah,
And
no Nicole as well.
Yes, how do you? So that can range from if you yourself have had a knee done, and you're at home and you're struggling a little bit, but it can also be for people who've just a gift voucher and give mother an hour.
Yeah, she's really good actually. She sort of, I remember I did her website actually, and I remember her concept of that. She was giving this gift of time to people who really needed it. So it was really nice, and she's really enjoying working with like people who are sick and elderly and giving that companionship to them. So it's a really valuable service that she's offering. That is quite unique, really. It's not in the medical profession; it's something aside from that, and she's a lovely, lovely person. In fact, I had her in to help me when I was shifting. So she come and help me get my place clean and stuff, because it was just overwhelming at the time.
It can be. And I've worked with Nicole, so
she's lovely, isn't she?
highly recommend Nicole.
Yeah, she's a lovely, lovely person.
And I think it's really important, as we're all going to live longer, as people say, but we want to have quality of life. So
Yes.
I mean, and it's shown that women 50 plus are a lot more active than their predecessors.
Exactly.
And so with activity comes wear and tear, and you inevitably get things like joint replacements and things like that. And not everyone has family living in the area.
No, that's right. My family are a long way away.
Yeah, exactly. And a lot of people in the Wairarapa particularly have that issue. And it's just nice to have someone that's able to help out.
That's right.
And give you that time.
Exactly.
And and it just aids that independence too.
Exactly. Yeah. And we are all, the thing is, when you do age, you don't actually feel any older, do you, really? Nobody ever really realises that. It's like, I still feel like I'm 18 and I can jump around a stage and just be nuts. And, you know, people are doing that these days. It used to be frowned upon. Like, oh, look at her, she's like trying to be mutton dressed as lamb or something. But like, they don't see that that's more acceptable these years, with the celebrities being more, they're older and they're looking younger, but then again that adds another layer of pressure on women as well.
Absolutely.
I think.
Yes.
Have you seen Jane Fonda lately?
I mean, Cher came to New Zealand. Look at her.
Yeah.
And she doesn't look like she's aged since she was 30. I don't know what she's doing. She's obviously built up and filled. Sorry, Cher, I don't want to get sued or anything, but you do look fabulous.
Yes.
You know, and it's a hard standard to, you know, and she's 70.
Yes. Yeah.
She's 70.
Yeah.
You know?
And I think that's the other battle that a lot of women 50 plus face. It's that, you know, society judges us a lot on our looks and values us by our looks. So I think and that's where our confidence fails a bit as we get older, because we're very much aware that the youth worshipping culture has ceased to regard us. And it's interesting that the marketing industry also markets to youth, and they do. Yeah. Whereas interestingly enough, I think in the next decade, woman boomers, as they call female baby boomers, are going to own 2/3 of the world's wealth.
Exactly.
And they are going to spend it. And you know, it's like a ready-made market.
Well, that's it. The biggest area of growth has been in that age group.
Absolutely.
There's been a decline in the birth rate in the younger people. So in that generation that came below me, what they call the millennials.
Oh yes, yeah.
Because I'm Gen X. Whatever that is. Sounds really good, doesn't it?
It does. It sounds very trendy.
I love to be Gen X. Well, 47, so I'm coming up into 50. But you know, it's hard for women. And you become, once you've had your children and you start getting older, you feel like you become invisible.
Absolutely.
You disappear.
Yes. Because it is actually a thing. There is a syndrome called Invisible Woman Syndrome.
Yeah, that's right.
And if you go online, if you're all out there, look it up and Google it, and you will find streams and streams of articles about it, and people talking about it and how to cope with it, and just the fact that it is, because so much of it's all tied in with the gender pay disparity and all the rest of it.
And also women hit certain things with their hormones at the age of 50, which challenge them as well. You go through another challenge. It's just like adolescence, you go into menopause and you've got all this where you lose your confidence, you know, and it's like, and then they stop marketing at you and you think, oh my God, have I disappeared?
Yeah. And the only thing you get marketed for is light bladder leakage and things like that. And you think,
and they only look at you if you've got light bladder leakage, you know?
Yeah, I know. So we thought Carterton Pharmacy are hosting this, but we've also got a table at the expo. And so to help along with everything, we are covering, we're doing tanning.
Yeah.
So how to feel confident about applying fake tanning products, given the fact that we're coming up to summer.
Yes.
And so we've got the girls down there will be showing you how to do that.
Oh, that's
We've
fab.
also got Thin Lizzy, an application for that, because it's a very easy product to use once you know how to do it.
Yeah.
We've also got Snowberry, our natural skincare range, which is very exciting, and it's lovely. And
it is lovely.
It is,
I got given some of that. Well, actually, I got some of that from Changes up at, say, we used to stock that, and it's beautiful. It's so light.
It is.
It's really nice product. Yeah, so Snowberry, go along and try some of that. Very nice.
We'll have some.
Oh, nice.
And we've got a Snowberry gift. So if people go along and they show an interest and get some information, then they can put their name into the drawing. They can get their lovely gift.
And I should imagine that a lot of the people that display them will be having competitions, because that's usual at these kind of expos.
I think there's a few people with vouchers and things like that.
Yeah, so it's really worth your while going along there if you're over 50. Going down to the Carterton Expo on Thursday at 6 till 9. So it's a good time, especially if you live in Carterton, you can walk down there.
Absolutely. That's why we thought we'd pick that time and choose the event centre. Was just lovely and central. I mean, there's parking around there if you're living out further away and you want to drive.
Exactly.
But we just thought it was a lovely central place, and we're just encouraging, because we've tried to get Carterton businesses.
Yeah.
And just encourage people to find out what's available in their own hometown.
And the great thing as well is there's so many businesses to have dinner before you go.
Yeah, the Bolter Bar.
There's Bolter and all those beautiful restaurants that Carterton is getting. They've got Thai and Indian and all sorts of stuff. It's like they've got all these beautiful restaurants now. So I feel a bit peeved that I moved, actually. As I move out, all these amazing and great restaurants move in. But yeah, so it's a great location, Carterton Event Centre, for easy parking, somewhere to get your dinner if you want some dinner, and come and see this wonderful. Bring your friends, get a group of girls out.
Good idea.
Yeah, women.
Yes, and we won't be checking IDs, so you are allowed to come if you're under 50. And over 50 does not just mean in your 50s.
No.
Over 50 means up to 100 plus.
Exactly.
So, and it's wheelchair friendly. So, just come as you are. We just encourage people to come, and we've got a number of well-being
We have
stores as well.
We have Helen Dew coming as well.
Well, that's all. She's very interested in all the alternative currencies and recycling, growing your own food, all that kind of thing. So that's useful.
We have a Marie McManaway life coach.
Oh, we had her on the show last week. She was fabulous. Yeah. She's so fabulous.
She's got some great books.
I know, and I'm going to check in with her and get everything unblocked that's blocking me, because she's honestly, when I met her last week, she was just so fabulous. And she's very, very what's the word? Inspiring.
She is. Well, she'll be there to inspire us.
So if you enjoyed the show last week and you want to meet Marie, she's at the event centre on Thursday night at 6 o'clock. So it's a good reason to get down there.
We have also got Madame Plum Fashion. That's a great little shop in Carterton.
I've never been in there.
Oh, you must go. It's really. They are going to be there. We have a natural health therapist, Margaret Fairbrother. She's quite new to.
That's good.
Almo's Books had an evening last week, and we met Margaret there.
And it's good to get the new people in and introduce them to the community. But Carterton's very good at that.
It is. We have Tina Chair there with her cakes and cupcakes. She's called Miss Crumb.
Nice. I'm already tempted.
She gives us a little bit of a Carterton Pharmacy.
Ooh.
She will just turn up with a little packet of cupcakes for us.
Isn't that fabulous?
It is.
Isn't that fabulous? I mean, if there's cake, I might have to miss CrossFit. I do CrossFit on a Thursday night, but I might have to miss, and then I get told off for eating cake as well.
Well, you can always go to gain momentum afterwards.
I know, yeah.
And
well,
do some Pilates.
Pilates. Well, I've never done that either. That's another thing that I really should get around to having a go of.
Oh gosh, I have, and it's wonderful. Feel taller, stronger. It's a wonderful thing.
Is it good for flexibility, like yoga?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
We have Richmond Funeral Home. Jenny Giddens is going to be there, and that's not only for us to plan ahead, but also a lot of us have elderly parents.
I suppose that kind of thing starts happening around your age, where you start losing your friends and stuff like that. It's good to know, a reputable funeral home around the area too.
Well, I think a lot of women also find that the children leave home and then they're looking after older parents.
Exactly, that's right.
And I think it's really important that you have the discussions and you have it all planned so that it's not a stress, either emotional or financial, and just knowing that there are people locally that you can turn to.
That's right.
I think is really important.
And some people do funeral planning, don't they? And it's probably good to find that out as well. So you're not you know that you're taken care of, so your kids don't have to do it. As well.
Absolutely,
yeah.
yes.
So you don't want to pass that stress on when they're really upset, or something like that.
And make sure you actually get it done the way you want it done.
Exactly.
With the right music being played.
Exactly, with the right live band. Because I'll be there, it'll be a party when I go, I tell you.
Or make sure you have it written down.
Yeah, I want a whole music festival.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, that sounds like ambitious. A fun place to be.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm going to go
You'll be sorry to miss it.
I know. I'll be there in spirit.
And I think the last one, I hope I haven't missed anyone, is Sort It Now, because you mentioned that you moved house.
Yep.
Well, Doris from Sort It Now will come in. She'll do and even if you're selling your home, she'll do some home photos. Look great.
Oh, that's really beneficial, because I know I've got a business, so coming to move house and move your business and move everything else, it becomes very stressful, and having somebody to help you declutter, and it's not always you that's the clutter box person, is it?
No.
It is. My husband is a hoarder. So I actually had clutter boxing, which is a similar thing, and somebody had to help me declutter before you move is just a great thing, and it just takes that stress off you, because you don't want. I had a 3-bay garage full of rubbish, and I was going to a house with one garage.
Oh my goodness.
So it was like, it wasn't the house, we were going to a bigger house, but we were going to a smaller garage, and the garage had all the junk in it. So yeah, that was a big deal. It was a very big deal for us. So going up to see Doris, what was her name?
Doris.
Sort It Now.
Yes, Sort It Now.
Doris, that would be a good thing to pick it up as well. So that sounds fabulous. So what gave you the idea to have an over 50s expo? What was the driver for that?
That was one Saturday morning, cold Saturday morning. One of our customers came in. And I thought, wow, she looks great today. She had this little funky little tunic on. Came in and bought a black scarf, and she came up to the counter and said, I suppose I'll just have a black. Looked at me this morning and said, what? And I said, well, that's really funny, because I was actually going to say how nice you look.
Yeah.
And then we sort of got into that conversation of how you do sort of lose your confidence in what you're wearing.
Yep.
And then we got onto the hair and we got onto the makeup, and a place where we could.
That's right, yeah.
And that kind of got me thinking, and a few other sort of things in my life. I thought, dog was dragging me around the streets. I thought, where do I go for help with that?
Yeah.
Finances.
That's right. Where'd you go? And especially, if you sometimes you might find yourself on your own in your 50s. Where do you go?
Yeah.
It's always good to have a central point of where you can go and find services, I think. And this is it's great. It's really good. So I think anybody should be popping along to it and having a look. So you were just one cold Saturday, just wandering around with.
I was at work. She came in to buy something. Yeah. And,
cool.
and it just got me thinking, and it's not only makeup and hair, and although that's what we sort of touched on, I suddenly thought, I went to had an appointment with a nurse, and I thought, now, I'm heading up, if she's like in her 20s, there are some things I'm not going to mention, but if she's around my age, I think
that's right.
let loose, and thankfully she was around my age.
Yeah. I think that's right. I think you do feel it's not only the pressure of going to see a different gender of health professional, but somebody around your own age is very valuable, isn't it?
And that's never struck me before, but driving there I thought, things are going to... No, she was, and I don't know if she picked up on it, but she was
Yeah.
And it was.
I mean, I struggle with that. I'm in the music industry, which is very male dominated. And also when you start to get older, I mean, it's very hard for any women in the music industry. You've always got to fight a lot of things going on. But then you get older and you start getting disregarded. And it's like, but men the same age don't seem to get that. So, like, you know, we're doing the Battle of the Bands on Saturday, and we're always like, oh, we probably won't win because we're old, you know, but we're going to do it anyway, you know. Although we have got one young person in it now. My son has started playing guitar for us. He's 16, but, like, most of us are over 40. I think our drummer's over 50. So, you know, it's like we're not a young band, but we still want to do it. You know, why should we not be on the young music scene? Because we're writing our own original material, you know?
Well, that's just it. And you look at all the bands that are still going and they're still writing their own material.
Yeah, exactly.
And they're still playing and they're still actually active enough to get up and do a concert.
Exactly.
And all their supporters who are our age all turn up. And
that's it.
Take our anti-inflammatories before and then boogie away, and hopefully the children aren't there and can't see us breaking out the dad moves. And but it's, why not?
You're never too old to start something. I started 10 weeks ago, no, 12 weeks actually. I've been doing it 90 days now. I started doing CrossFit.
Oh, well done.
And people like, oh, CrossFit, I couldn't possibly do that. You know, I'm too old, or I'm too not fit enough. Or, well, look at me, I'm not fit. Well, I wasn't fit 90 days ago. I'm a lot fitter than I was 90 days ago, but I couldn't even walk to the end of my drive without being out of breath. And, you know, you can start these things at any age, and that's why this expo is an ideal thing for people to pick up something new and run with it at any age. Even like I've never done self-tanning. I don't know how to do it, so it might be good to come and pick that up, because when you get to 50 and you've never, you know, you see all this young makeup, you'd like to have a go at it, but you don't know how to do it.
I know.
You know, and then you feel a bit odd going, well, I'm a bit old, I don't know how to do that, you know. But if somebody is giving you that advice, that's a really valuable thing, isn't it? Yeah, so anyway, I did CrossFit yesterday, another first. Started couch to 5k, so I did my first run yesterday around Henley Lake.
Well
done. And I'm nearly 50. Anyone could do that.
That's amazing.
So, you know, I actually think that what you're doing here is a really good thing. It's, you know, did you say you had gained momentum?
Yes.
So even starting Pilates.
Yeah.
And you're never too, my coach at CrossFit is like, you're never too old to start this stuff. It's always going to give you a beneficial thing as you get older.
Yeah.
And they're professional, so they're not going to have you overdo it on in the first.
That's right. So, and they work with older people all the time, but being flexible, and I think it also helps stave off things like Alzheimer's, doing exercise and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's really beneficial for you to do it. And there's some really good things there. So, you're in the foyer, and there's going to be, all these people are going to be laid out, and there's going to be some yoga as well. Cool. And do they have to pay to come in?
No, there's no charge. So because this is the first time we've run anything like this, so this is our baby.
Whoa.
And yes, and like the whole idea of having a baby, it's a great idea at the beginning, and then you start thinking, oh, but no, so there's no charge, and there's no charge for the exhibitors either, because we actually wanted everyone to come along and just have a go, regardless of how long the business had been established or what their budget was, to actually have a go and be able to showcase what they were offering to the community. And that was part of it too, was the fact that showing support to the local businesses, and often businesses, particularly if you just started up or if you're just a one-person business, you don't have a huge advertising budget.
No, that's right. So
we thought that we would give people the opportunity to actually just come along and do that. The other person we've got who's showcasing his business will be the Sebastian from Bavaria NZ, who does Bavarian meats.
Oh, nice.
Yes, we tasted this at the Elmo's book evening that week that Mary mentioned, and they were luscious meats, I would have to say. Apologies to the vegetarians out there, but he's born of Bavarian parents, grew up here, and then went back to Bavaria and learnt the art and then has brought it back to here and is living in Carterton and has his own business promoting this. You may have seen him at the Carterton Farmers Market and the Masterton Farmers Market, the one up by Farriers.
And so are Bavarian meats, like dried meats and sausages and things.
Yes, sausages and things. But they really, if you think sausages, it really doesn't do them justice.
No, it'll be like this beautifully seasoned.
Absolutely, yes. So do come along to try that out because it really is. It's just lovely.
Sounds yummy. Yeah. Sounds yummy.
So, and we are hoping also to have a few little sweet treats there as well. So there will be a little bit of refreshment.
Oh, nice.
To just sustain you.
Yeah, and so if this is a big success, are you planning on doing it again next year?
We'll the jury's out on that one at the moment, so we might just regroup and have a little think at the end of it. But yes, we think it's really important to just promote local.
Yes.
And I think the Wairarapa is really good at doing local, but I think, and great, and particularly I think it's really important for Carterton. Carterton's it's rapidly growing.
Yeah.
But a lot of people have come over from Wellington. They know the Wairarapa through Martinborough and Greytown.
Yes.
And I think it would be really lovely to be able to just promote the businesses that are available in Carterton and attract new businesses because successful businesses are there already. And that was part of the aim of the whole expo. So we'll see how we go, and it'll be a watch this space next year.
Yeah, that's cool. So I'll be watching. I'll be watching the space. Right, we're the halfway mark. I'm going to play a bit of music now. I always play some music at the halfway mark, and I forgot my iPad. I was going to play some Peyton Moretti this morning because she's got a new single out called Little Men, I think it's called. Interesting. And she's only like 17, but she's very, very mature, 16 or 17, something like that. Very mature voice, beautiful. But I haven't got it, so I'm going to have to play some Spank. Really sorry, guys. But I'm going to play this one. I'm not sure what it is. Here we go. Oh, it's Fly Away. Here's a bit of Fly Away for you on a Monday morning.
and I feel like I don't belong. I need to find my escape, to get out. Oh, just get out of this place.
You're listening to 92.7 Arrow FM, and this is the Nothing Personal Show with Nikki King. And we go out every Monday at 9:30 on Arrow FM. We also are played on the TV, on Wairarapa TV. So if you're watching on TV, hello. And it's lovely to see you. This morning, we've got Mary Pope and Sharon Fordyce Holt in the studio, and they've been talking about the Women's Expo, which is a really exciting thing that's happening on Thursday night at 6 p.m. till 9 p.m. at the Atherton Event Centre. So it's a very, very good place to get down to. Now, we were just talking about the people that were in the expo, and it's really cool to see a number of my clients on the list here. Dogs 101, Care for You, hello Nicole, and I've got Ange Wither Photography, and she's going to be there as well, isn't she? Hi, Ange. Yeah, she's lovely. She's actually, I can imagine that she would get really, really good photos for anybody because she's so funny. She would put anybody at ease. She's such she's got a wicked sense of humour. Really, so anybody who's going to be sat next to her on Thursday is going to have an awesome time because she's really funny. And also take note. Now they've come up in the last few years. They've moved to that new shop. They've got loads of stuff in there, eh?
It's a beautiful shop.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
And what's quite interesting, I was talking in the break there about a lot of women start businesses when they come to their late 40s, early 50s, and a lot of these are women's businesses, aren't they?
They are.
Yeah.
Actually, nearly.
It's pretty much all of them.
Yeah. And it's so it might be, even if you're thinking of starting a business, worth going talking to some of these women who started their businesses at the age older. I mean, I wasn't 50, but it was only 4 years ago, so I was like in my early 40s when I started my business. Mm-hmm. So you get to a stage where you've been at home with children for a long time, and that's another place where you'd actually lose a bit of confidence. And then you come out at the other side and you don't quite know who you are, and you're thinking, and you're trying to get a job, and you've not got 10 years of big gap in this is my experience, in your CV. Yeah. Nobody wants to employ you, not even in the supermarket.
No, you're right. And I think the really exciting thing I've noticed and the most helpful for giving you the confidence has been knowing other women who've done what you've done, who are in business, who are doing it themselves, and have got contacts. And I noticed through the Wairarapa Woman in Business, their Facebook page, just the connections, the questions, it can be business, like who do you use as an accountant, who do you find really helpful as a lawyer.
Exactly.
Because you actually want to, it's not that you are unable to do these things, it's just you don't have the experience. So you don't actually want to be talked down to. You want to be helped along and guided and given the right advice and encouragement.
Yeah.
And I think the really important thing for women is to be encouraged by other women.
Yeah.
And I think we can gain so much from that. And I think it is really fun. You can have a good laugh about it. And the things that you get wrong are a lot easier to deal with if you share them and everyone says, oh my gosh, I did that in my first year of business too.
Well, yeah, we were just talking about this. This is Mary's baby. We're talking about women never talk about incontinence, yet so many people have it.
They do. Women and men. We have a man's range as well, but we'll be showcasing the woman's range.
Now, all the people who worry about doing high-intensity exercise, like myself, these would be awesome. These are reusable.
They are. They're washable, so you wash.
Yep.
They're fully washable, so the odour.
Yep. That's cool.
Really, really great. With 3 different absorbents to meet your needs, so you moderate and your high.
Yep.
Absorbency. Boy legs really cute.
Oh, see, and cute knickers.
Yes, and they're
Cute
lacy.
undies.
They're pretty. They're lacy. There's cobalt blue, lovely cream colour, and there's black. They're great for sport. There's some full brief black ones here that they can wear under this.
Yep.
And I'm just taken by how pretty they are. Also, when you think about the environment, rubbish bags breaking open, all these pads falling out, and that they wait and they listen for the rubbish truck to come along
and put the rubbish
and
out.
They rush out with their rubbish bags, plonk it on the side of the road, and hopefully got in there without spilling out. Cost as well.
To the Eastern and Central Community Trust for the
and you're putting that into landfill and it doesn't break down. It's just like nappies. Because when I did reusable nappies with the latter 2 of my children. Once I knew I could breastfeed, that was a big important thing with my first one. So the second one, I thought, well, I introduced the nappies in, and then I was like, well, what am I doing? Do you know what I mean? I'm using pads, and there's a big movement of women to move away from reusable, disposable period pads as well. So they're using things like the menstrual cups and things like that. So this is a great thing as well for going incontinence and looking at that.
And it gives you increases your confidence.
No, that's right, and it gives you that. I know that there's when you do high intensity exercise, that is a consequence of it. I do it myself. I do CrossFit. Started running now, so I'm going to invest in some of these. These are really good. And I've been looking at some others on the internet, but now I know there's someone local that actually sells them. Yes, I don't have to buy them in from America or anywhere like that.
So you can really just.
Yeah, that's right. And just washing them every other day.
Washing them and putting them over the towel rail if you've got.
Exactly, yeah.
Overnight,
because I guess they're designed to not to be wicking like sportswear and stuff like that.
Designed, it's like a 3-tier. It's quick drying. The first layer is quick drying, so it draws.
Yep.
So they're actually. And they needed suits. Kind of did all
and because there's a lot of amazing fabrics out there now, isn't there, that they've invented to I mean, the gym wear I wear is very light, and when you sweat it dries really quickly, it's like whoa.
Absolutely. And it's just lovely to be able to have something like that we can use to help us, and
you can use again and again.
Well, yes, and it encourages you to get back out and start exercising.
Yeah, because if you are not doing it because you're incontinent, I think you should just get out there. You know, I mean, people think incontinence is like not being able to hold it, but you know, it is leakage, isn't it? It's any kind of leakage, really.
Absolutely. And I think you talk to a number of women, and you know, a lot of cyclists, the same thing. And yoga, Pilates, anything like that.
Anything that puts strain on your pelvic floor.
Exactly, yes. Yeah, it's just that.
And some things are worse than others. Skipping's not great.
No. And sometimes even sneezing or laughing is, or coughing. And it's
having the flu.
Oh, absolutely, yes.
Having the flu. Gosh, having the flu was so bad for me. It's just really, really, really sick. And coughing all the time, yes. So, yeah, I know. And, you know, sometimes you don't want to go and have all these repairs done because of the mesh and things like that, the things that are happening with that. So, so these are great. So you can get these at Caterton Pharmacy.
Yes, you can come in and have some little samples. We've got some in stock, but it maybe would only take a specific size.
Well, when I get some cash into the bank, I shall come and buy some of these, because they go up to quite a lot of sizes as well.
They do. There's a really good range of sizes.
So they've definitely got my size in these, which is really good. But as I say, I keep slimming down because I'm doing the gym. But so even if because what you find with the exercise gear, this is another thing I've found with women, is that they can get a whole range of men's exercise gear up to any size, but women, they think that you're not going to get fit if you're over a size 14. There's a lot of sizist, there are a few ranges.
Actually, now you say that, yes, you go in there and
you're not allowed to do fitness if you are a plus size woman.
No.
Sports bras are the same.
Yes. And they are definitely not designed for support.
No. I had to get my sports bras from Auckland, and they were imported. Yeah. So, but, they're very good. So, that's another thing that happens. And going back to what you were saying about young people, I've had my first experience of young splaining, where somebody thinks that you don't understand because you're old.
Oh, no!
And it was tech as well, which made me laugh. And I was like, you do know that I've got a web design business, don't you? Oh, you can't possibly know about tech because you're over 40. So, so there are those things that happen to us as we get older.
And a number of women say that, when they go into like a clothing store or anything like that, the young shop assistants don't rush to serve them because they just don't see you as an exciting customer.
No.
You're going to have difficulties. You're not going to fit into the size 6 they've got on the range there, or you're going to have bumps and curves that you want hidden or displayed to appropriate advantage. And they're not prepared to put the time and effort into it.
No.
And ironically, of course, it's women at that age who have actually got a little more disposable cash and do still want to look nice.
They do.
And they're prepared to pay.
They do.
But they just want a little bit of help. And I think you talk to a number of women and they say exactly the same thing, that, particularly if you're buying underwear or anything like that, they don't just want to be there. They don't want to deal with older flesh at all.
No.
So,
I've had that thing when I've been as well. When you get an added layer of that when you're a plus size and you want to get something to go on stage, and they're going, I haven't got anything in that size. It's like, so I end up. It's a very good boutique that I go to in Wellington called City Chic, which do plus size for women.
Yes, yeah.
And they're just great. I get all my stuff from there because they're really helpful and nice, and they don't make you feel like an idiot when you walk through the door, and that matters, doesn't it?
It very much matters. Yes, I've got a plus-size daughter, and she shopped a lot at City Chic, and just the fun fabrics, the gorgeous designs, right. And
that's right.
I just think it's...
And they're not just a bag.
No, they're
they
not.
Fit.
They absolutely...
Because you do actually want to show your shape, don't you? It looks good.
Yeah.
So if they wanted to come and have a chat with you about this, Mary, they just come into the Caterton Pharmacy, and you don't make any judgments, you just...
No, we've got a little consult type room that we can go and discuss. Always something that you want to be seen.
No, you look at my knickers.
Yeah. So we've got a little display there, but you come on.
You've got heaps of things going on at Carterton Pharmacy, because I used to go and get all my drugs there for my asthma. I used to go in, be a regular at Carterton Pharmacy. It's a really nice shop. Used to always spend time poking around. You've got all sorts of things in there.
We've got a lot of...
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Yeah, they're very cool.
The girls have just been to the gift fair in Auckland, and so we've got a lot of new stuff coming in over the next couple of months, because it's all geared for Christmas, but it's also geared for spring. So, yes, like Mary was saying, the poncho tops that are like a very light fabric, but beautiful spring colours, lots of new scarves, and quite a bit of homeware as well. So, yeah. And there's also a full range of vitamins, probiotics, because we just, particularly as you appear at the other end of winter, you've used a lot of energy and a lot of resources making it through generally.
That's right.
Um,
And
it's really important to just look after yourself and pick yourself up.
Well, it is, and there's certain certain times you do need those supplements. So is this because there's somebody you can come and talk to about supplements in the pharmacy?
Bernie is the person to say.
Right.
If I need any advice, I go to Bernie.
Yeah, because I've just started exercising. They always go, you need some magnesium. So I've been taking magnesium fish oil after exercise. It's also been really good at helping me sleep. So, but then they go, there's magnesium and there's magnesium, and it's like, I don't know which magnesium I should be taking now. You've put a big kibosh on what I'm doing. So talking to somebody who knows what magnesium you should be taking is probably quite good as well. And there's lots of supplements for everything these days, eh?
There is the Go Healthy range is a really nice range. We have quite a few.
Right.
All of those.
Right.
So she would be the person.
Also, people don't often know that you can actually come and get health advice off a pharmacist, can't you?
Yes, we've got.
You can just look at your small ailments and sort of. Because they used to, I know in Britain there used to be there was see the pharmacist first campaign, because they'll go, then you need, I think you should see a doctor, because they know quite a lot, don't they?
Well, I think we, that's right. Come and talk to us. I mean, if it's out of our depth, we will send you
exactly.
Down
that's
to
right.
But I mean, we're doing an increasing range of things nowadays, and as Mary said, we do have a private consult room. So for things like creams and things like that, you don't actually have to just buy it over the counter. And a pharmacist will come out and talk to you about these things, and I think that's really important, because sometimes it's a start of a conversation about something else.
Yeah, that's right.
And if you've got a private room to talk about it with, it's just a lot easier to do so. And also it's sometimes it's just easier to bring the kids in after school and get someone to have a quick look at the rash or
exactly.
And we're also there to help with, you mentioned your asthma, Nikki, and so we've got spaces. We're always there to talk to people about how they should be using the different asthma inhalers, because asthma is such an issue. Asthma and hay fever is such an issue in the Wairarapa.
It is.
And we're very happy to come out, because there's such a range of inhalers, and it can be really confusing about which ones are the right ones to use. And
I see lots of people not using spacers now. I got hospitalised with asthma a long time ago, and I saw an asthma nurse consultant, and I had a lot of direction about how to use a spacer. So I always use one. But I see a lot of people not actually bothering with that, and I don't know how they're getting the drugs properly into their lungs, because that's what happens.
Well, I think that's a really important thing, because you can get spacers are available freely from your GP.
Yes.
From the medical centre, and we carry them as well. And Mary is also a nurse, so she a lot of things. We also offer blood pressure.
Yeah.
And we often run clinics through the year. We do flu vaccinations.
Yes.
So, this was the first year we've run it, and it was really well supported, and we're really looking forward to doing it again.
Yeah, because the doctors are so busy. I've moved to Masterton, and I'm at Masterton Medical. They've got about 20,000 patients on the books or something like
absolutely.
that. And they said to me when I went, because I got the flu, well, why didn't you get the injection? It's like, well, nobody let me know it was in, and I don't know what time of year to go for it. So, and they said, we've got 20,000 patients. And it's like, well, just an email or something. But a campaign I would probably turn up at a pharmacy and have it done, just so I didn't have to wait in a big queue and take a lot of time away from the GP.
The time from 8:30 to...
That's right, yeah.
So people can...
Yeah.
And we also, this year...
Yeah.
A little chili bin.
Yeah.
And we went to businesses.
Yeah, my husband gets one through his work in Wellington, so yeah. And it's good because you don't get the flu then. And this flu this year was nasty. It was horrible. Yeah. It was really bad. I was sick for about 6 weeks. So it's well worth getting your flu jab, wherever you get it. At the doctor's, at the pharmacy, wherever. It's really worth getting it. So, we're getting towards the end of the show. Gosh, that goes so quickly, doesn't it? So, we'll just recap now. These ladies are running a lovely expo for the over 50s at Carterton Event Centre this Thursday.
Yep.
This Thursday at 6 p.m. till 9 p.m. And there's a range of amazing companies that are going to be there. Almo's, Ange with the Back in Action, Bowlia Hair, Care for You, Carterton Pharmacy, Dogs 101, Helen Dew, Laptop and iPhone Shop, Love of Archers, Life for You, Madam Plum, Natural Health Therapist Margaret Fairbrother, Cakes and Cupcakes by Tina Cheer, heaps and heaps and heaps, lots and lots. Gain Momentum, One Security, Park Road Dentistry, Richmond Funeral Home. Just to give a few, I'll just run through them quickly. Serene, Hello Anna, Sort It Now, Take Note, Conveyancing Company, Wairarapa Ear Health Clinic, Wairarapa Osteopathy, Walk This Way, Hello LaDonna, and Yoga Snug. So there's so much there. You could have such a fantastic evening, couldn't you? It would be, and it's going to be fun because I know half of those people are really good fun. So I would get down there. And have you got anything more you want to say before we say goodbye?
No, we just really look forward to seeing you there. The more the merrier. We just love to welcome you to the expo. And
it's in Carterton, mainly Carterton local businesses is what they've tried to do. So that's amazing, isn't it? So get yourself down there. That's what I would say. And if you need some of these, if you do sports or anything, or just in general life, and you need some of these incontinence pads, they're Contifix, and they're available at Carterton Pharmacy. You can go and talk to Mary and she'll sort you out with that, and they've got a private room for you to talk about it. And people in sport, you shouldn't be embarrassed about talking about this thing. It shouldn't stop you doing sport. Sport is a very enjoyable thing. I do CrossFit. Get yourself, and these are reusable, so you're not gonna harm the environment by dumping them everywhere. So yeah, I'd definitely get down to Mary and have a talk about those. And you've been fabulous guests. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming. You've been listening to 92.7 Arrow FM, and this is the Nothing Personal show with Nikki King. Next week, I've got some more guests in my studio, some really equally exciting guests to talk with. And I hope you'll tune in then. So until next week, goodbye.